Hi guys, welcome back to my live stream. Hope you guys are all doing well. So today I finally get to talk because I can talk. If you've been watching my short videos, I've literally just had like this witch of a duck throat for like the last 10 days and I like couldn't do any live streams. So forgive me if I'm like coughing throughout the stream because I feel like it's still not perfect yet. But anyways, I've been dying to talk about this. But before I get started, just a little background if you are new to my channel. I actually, I guess, started to do live streams because of Dogecoin in 2021. And yes, I rode that wave of 2021 AMC, GME pop off. Like, I was pretty much watching it, and I guess I could tell you my personal experience on it. But as always, never financial advice on my channel, entertainment purposes only, and always do your own DD. And I guess always play with what you can afford to lose. It is never, ever, ever financial advice when it comes to anything with me. And honestly, just full disclosure, I had AMC and GME and Dogecoin, of course, in honestly the end of 2020 and then the beginning of 2021, and I've had it throughout the last 3 years. At certain points I had none of certain stocks and crypto, but now I'm back. Now I literally have all three, and I'm not here to tell you to invest in anything. Please don't. I'm not here to say that I know better than anybody else in trading. I'm just here to share as a complete average, below average amateur trader, my thoughts on all of this, why I'm in this. And I guess it's kind of like a good note to self to look back at one day when I'm 80 and hopefully not living in a box due to my decisions of today. So yeah, I guess let's get started with all that being said. You guys all know right now. If you don't, then I don't know. I guess you're not watching the news or you don't trade. Actually, not everybody knows. I feel like only the people that knew about Roaring Kitty or watched Dumb Money, which came into theaters recently. I gotta rewatch that now. But yeah, only people who kind of knew about Roaring Kitty, aka Deep F Value, would really know what's going on. But then the people like myself who've literally watched it as it occurred and owned shares of AMC and GME as it crashed, as they halted over and over, and literally just stopped your buy buttons in 2021. This is crazy. This is insane that he made this comeback. And what's the craziest thing is, like, literally like 2 weeks ago, I've been buying AMC, by the way, and if you want to know like what I'm buying, then you can look down in the description below. Go onto my tree or look at the different links that I have on my paid subscriptions. Some of them I do share my trades, but I don't recommend it. You don't have to. It's just for people who want to view it for like entertainment purposes only, because I don't think I'm like the greatest trader of all time or even close to that. Sorry, I need to charge my laptop. But yeah, I was buying AMC since like last year. And how do I guess I guess start from the beginning. Okay. When did I actually first buy into AMC? I started trading stocks, period. Like, I got my Robinhood account in 2019, just literally due to I had a coworker that was like, what was I trying to? I think like at work, I was working in the office at the time in 2019, and I had a bunch of coworkers, and one guy was like heavy into stocks, and I think at the time I was more into crypto. So we were both like trying to tell our coworkers, like, oh, use my referral link. And I was more like shilling my, I think, COINBASE referral link at the time or something. And then he was all like doing Robinhood. And at the time, obviously, Robinhood in 2019 didn't have crypto, I don't think. Or if they did have crypto, they didn't have as many. And then when I learned about Robinhood, I was like, okay, fine. I'll add your referral link. And then I started to trade both on Robinhood and on Coinbase. So I was like doing more stocks and crypto in 2019. And at that time in 2020, I wasn't working a 9 to 5 job anymore. And I remember looking at AMC and just being like, I go to the okay. This is like way before I even knew who Roy and Kitty was, by the way. At the end of 2020, I think everybody really knew about him in like 2021, unless you were like watching his live streams, which I wish I was lucky enough to see at the time, but I didn't know who he was. I literally was just like bouncing around different stocks. This was like during the pandemic in 2020, around March, and then near the end of the year. I remember just like, by the way, if you're watching this, thank you, and please smash the like button. This is gonna be a long one. Don't worry. I'm not gonna end this stream anytime soon until my like voice gives out. But yeah, like in the end of 2020, I remember just looking at AMC and being like, I go to AMC. I like AMC. I want to buy some AMC because it's like really low right now. I mean, like everything at the time was super low, obviously, in 2020. So I bought some. I think at the time, this is like before all the splits and whatnot. So like obviously now the price is like completely different. But remember, I think back then in 2020 it was like $5 or something like that. Maybe a little lower than $5. I remember buying like call options, and I barely knew what a call option was, but I was like, okay, call options means it goes up, or you believe it's going to go up. So let's do this. I bought some call options in AMC, and I bought a bunch of stocks in AMC. So I just like this big like AMC position for like no reason besides the fact that I was like, I like movies. I go to AMC. I don't know why this thing is this low, but I'm ready to hodl. Then come 2021, January, that's when I found out about Roy and Kitty. Way too late, I know. And at that time, AMC and GME was just going up like crazy. And me being the idiot that I am, and this is the important part. If you are buying right now, whether you knew about 2021 or not, I guess this is little like recap for you is not to tell you to get it or tell you to sell it or anything. It's just literally to explain what I lived through. And if I could go back in time, I would definitely wish that I sold my call options, because I would have made so much money had I sold my call options. Not there and then, but the months that came after. So exactly what happened to me was I had all these call options on AMC and all these stocks. And then I was like, all right, screw it. Like I'm already in AMC. Let's just jump into GME too. So I also put a lot of money into GME. I have it on my, like, I have this like ledger I wrote somewhere of like just how much money I lost, but Jesus Christ, it hurts to look at it. So I'm just going to tell you the gist of it. I know the numbers are above 50 grand. It was above $50,000 that I lost in 2021 because I was in it January, right? And I was up so much at one point for AMC and GME before they stopped those buy buttons. Okay. It's just riding up like crazy. Me being an idiot, I didn't actually sell. And then when it came crashing down, okay, like literally, I think it was January 28, like near January. That's when I started to like crash AMC and GME because they stopped the buy buttons, and you hear everybody like complaining about Robinhood and this and that. When that occurred, I'm sure a lot of people lost money because I lost a lot of money, right? At least 50 grand. And the only reason why I am still up is because I just got honestly extremely lucky with the fact that I was already buying Dogecoin thanks to Elon Musk at the end of 2020 before it was 1 cent. And then with my losses on AMC, GME, I had like some extra cash on the side, or maybe I sold out on my GME. I honestly forgot like the exact gist of it, but I sold some stuff and I had some cash on the side, and I just went like nuts and put in like not exactly 50 grand. I forgot how much I put in, but like a lot of money into Doge instead. And it was on Robinhood too. So that popped off because what happened was at the time, and you can look this up yourself, was the buy buttons were stopped on AMC. The buy buttons were stopped on GME, and people were kind of like on Wall Street bets and chatting. And like there was all these rumors going on. I didn't really believe it, to be honest, but people were like, oh, well, they can't stop your buy buttons on crypto because crypto is 24/7. It's not like they can't stop you. So then there was this whole just momentum of people moving their AMC GME money or cash on the side and just like dumping it into Dogecoin, which is pretty awesome. And then Dogecoin shot up. But then don't forget, Dogecoin also came down. And at one point, after like literally the end of January with this whole fiasco, it was like silence February. February was so dead because Dogecoin had rose up from like less than a penny to like 8 cents. And then all of a sudden it was like down to 2 to 3 cents or something like that. And then AMC was down, GME was down. So it's just like losses all around. I remember for February, I think it was like at least a month and a half or maybe 2 months that it was just bad. And then I remember at the time I still had my AMC and GME, but definitely AMC. I'm not sure about GME actually, but I for sure had a huge, like my call options and my AMC stocks were still like there. I was just like waiting to see if I believed it or not. Then I started to watch all these YouTube videos, right? Because like that's what you do. That's what you do when you have no idea what's going on and you're an amateur and you're like listening to all these people who have more money than you. And that's what I think I was listening to like Kathy Wood and like all of these institutional investors or managers just like talking on these interviews on like CNBC or like Fox News or whatever. And I was just watching so much stuff and Bloomberg and all of these wealthy people who were older and knew better than me and was wealthier than me. They were saying like, oh, it's done. It is so done. It is never going to come back ever again, meaning AMC GME. And then it got to me. It got to me. Obviously, I can't blame anybody, right? Like it's your choice. It is always your choice. It's your choice to buy. It's your choice to sell. Nobody forced me into buying a meme stock or a meme coin. So can't blame anybody else, but I'm just letting you guys know that's exactly what happened. It's because I watched so many videos attacking the things that I was holding on to and saying like, oh, it shot up. Like, okay, but it's over now. It's never going to come back. And me holding on to like all that money that was stuck into AMC and call options, I was like, I should get rid of it then. I'll get rid of it, then I'll dump it into crypto or something else. Like the point of 2020 really, like if you were there, I was just trying to make money, right? Like stuck at home doing nothing. And I'm like, I want to make bank. So I then made the horrible decision of selling all of my AMC call options at the time, which were up, but not nearly as much as I would have made had I sold when AMC was riding on top before they stopped the buy buttons. And I sold it. And then pretty much, I would say 1 to 2 months, exactly how long, go check it out yourselves. But it was like less than 3 months time, it made a comeback. Both AMC and GME made a comeback. And at the time I was doing live streams and stuff, and I'm not good at calculating this stuff. Like I said, I'm not that great with stocks or options, calculating how much I could have even made. But somebody like saw my positions at the time I was sharing like everything, like my phone. And I remember somebody wrote in a comment and said to me, your call options, if you had cashed out when AMC made the comeback, like about 2 months later, you would have been up $200,000. So basically, I would have made back everything I lost plus more if I just held on to my AMC. And again, this is not to tell you guys that I think this is going to happen again. What could it? I don't know. And that's what happened. Okay. So I then end up selling AMC. Like I still end up making money in AMC stocks and call options, but then I had lost so much money on GME that overall I pretty much lost about like 50 grand is kind of how I memorize it. But I'm sure if I dig into my notes or look at my taxes on Robinhood, the number might be slightly higher. Not sure, but I can guarantee you I lost more than 50 grand because that was 2021. And then I was like doing live streams. I remember I said stuff like, I would never buy AMC again. I would never buy GME again. That was so stupid. I'm never doing it again. And then what did I do? I did it again and again. And then now 2024 again. So yeah, the whole point of this video is that there's really no never say never, but I kind of like it because I'm not like I like being an idiot, but I kind of like the fact that I'm doing this, right? Like I'm doing this live stream, I'm talking to you guys. At the same time, I view my own trades and like my emotions through my own trades and my feelings and thoughts from like a third person perspective. And I see the craze. Like I'm like, I am the average person. I am I am a degen. I am the average person that trades, and like the craze that I feel and the wild emotions through the markets. Like that is literally me. So it's like I'm learning through it as I am trading and losing money. So hopefully 50 years from now, I'll do better. But yeah, so I just want to share with you guys that it's amazing to me that I can do this. And I don't know who else is doing this, but and through these last 3 years, I've also met a ton of people who are much more successful than me, like, and not in terms of like stock trading portfolio, but just like in life, as in um they make more money, like a better educational background, maybe has their master's or PhD. I met a ton of people who lost a lot of money, like around the same as me, more than me, a little less, but still did the AMC and GME thing. So like really nobody is above losing money in the markets, in my opinion. It is very, very hard. And even when you are making money, like clearly I was or could have, to actually be able to pull out is the hardest part, in my opinion, right? To pull out and then also not jump back in after you win, right? After you get the W and then to not jump back in and get that big L. That's also very, very hard. So keep all of that in mind. And then, yeah, anyways, so I lost out on pretty much around 50G. And then thank God to Dogecoin, at one point, my portfolio was up to like 2.3 mil. And then it came down, of course, as well. And then with like a bunch of extra money that I had made through the market, whether it's through stocks or crypto, I said I wasn't going to get into AMC GME again. But hey, 2022, I bought more. I bought more, and those only lost me money, to be honest. I don't remember making money off AMC and GME again. Really, GME, I never made money, I only lost. But I remember 2022, I had bought. Maybe not 2023, because 2023 was like a really bad year for me, just in life and in trades in general. I was down bad, like the Taylor Swift song. And so 2022 was really, really terrible. Sorry, 2023 was very, very terrible, but 2022 I did buy into AMC and GME. I can't recall exactly why. I think maybe I just had hopes that like it would work out eventually, right? Because I felt like the pain was still fresh, and I'm like, oh, maybe Roaring Kitty's gonna make a comeback, or maybe this is gonna be a comeback. And by 2023, I was like, okay, Roaring Kitty's not coming back. But I still bought. I didn't buy more GME as of 2023. I think I was like cleared out of that entire position. But in 2023, I did buy AMC, and this has nothing to do with Roaring Kitty. Okay, I literally remember I told my brother at the time, I was like, I'm gonna buy AMC because, and again, this is just like Lucy logic. This is not like I read it from a book or anything. I was looking at the charts of AMC, and I saw, and you can go look at it yourself, but I remember seeing like there was like this pattern during the summers, like usually around like July or August or whatever. Oh, I need to drink some tea. July or August or whatever, it would start to pop up. And then I'd be like, oh, maybe it's just because like the movies, summer blockbusters or whatever. I seem to see like this correlation of like the summertime, it could like prop up a bit. So then I remember it was before June. I had bought some 2023 AMC shares when it was very low. And then it propped up. I don't think because of the summer blockbusters, even though last year we did have. But I think it was, and that was like, was that Barbie Oppenheimer, I think. But it wasn't because of that it propped up. I think it was actually like some other reason that I forgot now. Let me know in the comment section below if you remember what it was. But it popped up, and I could have made like, I think like 10 grand or something, but I was sleeping. And I didn't put any limit sell orders, which was also dumb. And yeah, so I missed out on that chance, and then I was down. So I was down on AMC from 2023 halfway mid-year all the way to fast forward now. And then recently I was sleeping again, as you guys know. CNGME both popped, and I could have gotten out of those positions, not GME at the time because I didn't buy it when it popped. But I could have gotten out of my AMC like completely free and clear and making money, but I didn't. And now I am soberly choosing to still buy more because my original thesis or imagination, I would say it's more my imagination, and it is a little crazy. but everybody has their own reason in buying a stock. And for me, I know AMC is crazy in debt, like billions of dollars in debt. I just like it. I just like the stock. I liked it and I couldn't explain it without the existence in my mind of who Roaring Kitty was. I just liked it in 2020. And then I liked it in 2021. And now, thanks to Roaring Kitty, it kind of brought back that spark in me to add more into my position, but that I already had, right? So now I am sure that I will continue to pour money into it. Will it maybe go bankrupt one day? Very likely. I mean, they have a lot of debt supposedly due, I think come 2026. So they got to deal with that. There's a lot that's due. They could go bankrupt, but then again, could Bitcoin go down to $1? Probably not, but it could go down a lot. Everything that we do in life is a risk. So it's a risk I'm willing to take, again, with money that I can afford to lose. But yeah, I am still a believer AMC, and my reasons are a little wild because I see the potential in just this brick and mortar company. Like I literally love, if I go to the theaters, like there's some fancier theaters sometimes every now and then, or mom and pop theaters that I like to check out, but I generally like AMC and I want it to last. And also I think AMC standing for all my cash is just hilarious. But do I kind of hope that they change it up in there with the board members and CEO maybe making some different plans? Yes, I kind of wish that I was a part of the team to help like make some more creative decisions because I see great potential. Okay. And they're wild ideas, but the movie theaters, it's great. It's just like a great place for people to like hang out with your friends or go on a day, but it's gotten too old. It's gotten to the point where like, why are we still doing this when cars on the highways are turning from regular ICE vehicles to like EVs, and now we have autonomous driving? But the movie theaters are still the same. That just doesn't make sense. Like, here's a couple ideas. I don't think anybody that has influence is going to be watching this video, but if you do know someone, pass it on. AMC and GME, I believe in it, one, because it's just the power of fame. I see it in the same sense as Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum. Like when Bitcoin pops, a lot of other coins that are famous, like Dogecoin and like Ethereum, will likely pop. I'm not going to guarantee it every time, but we've kind of seen just the correlation, right? And you can't deny that Roaring Kitty was never for like, okay, let's go LFG, AMC, but it is what it is. Now people kind of combine both of these things as like meme stocks, like GME and AMC. That's why when it popped up, because Roaring Kitty came back and made a tweet, like what, less than a week ago, it came back like crazy. And I think that's wonderful. If honestly, I don't know why these two companies like don't talk about it. I feel like they could really help each other. And all of like whatever rent I'm assuming that GME has to pay for like all their little locations. I'm sorry, I don't go to GameStop. I don't think I've ever in my life bought anything from GameStop. I personally think it would be so much better for both the meme stocks if they like came up with like a new idea to actually help these investors like believe more. So one idea I like to throw out, this I said it like I think in one of my short videos. This is actually has nothing to do with GME, but I'm like, if AMC treated their theaters kind of like Disneyland or Disney World, they would make so much money. Like if you go to Disney World or Disneyland, like, you know, people there are willing to spend money, but why? Why are they willing to spend money? The place is just kept so clean and perfect. Like they literally got bushes just cut out in like the shape of a butterfly, and it's beautiful. And you never see any like empty trash cups anywhere because supposedly at Disney they have this rule where like their cleaners are just so awesome. They like go and grab stuff like in 3 seconds when they see it. So I think if AMC had that type of like, I don't know, work culture, work ethic, or atmosphere, better decor, like if it was like Instagram worthy, like every second people go into AMC, it's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna go watch my movie. It's like I'm gonna go there and have an experience, almost like a club, right? and it's beautiful in and out, and they have like great places for you to like have a sofa and lounge and relax before your movie, maybe like hang out with your friends, have better food there to eat before your show, and like world themed foods, right? Like if you go to Epcot at Disney World, because I just went. So it's amazing. Imagine having that at the movie theater. And then instead of having AMC just be like, oh, like let me just go after I like go and pick a place to eat with my friends, and let me just go there and watch my movie. What if AMC was the place to go to have your meal, to have your snacks, to have your boba, and to like, I don't know, play board games with your friends before your movie and after? Like just so much more potential. And this I'm just saying for the first time now, but like I also think AMC and GME could do like a total collab, right? What if we just shut down all of the GME locations? Okay, they save money on the rent, and then they have those locations be set up around the concession stand area, or maybe like to the side. You know how like AMC sometimes have like cocktail like bars and stuff on certain locations? What if they had that on the side, but just like a little GME location? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious and awesome. Just saying, just throwing it out there. But yeah, I just think there's so much potential, and I'm willing to hold it down for like 10 years. I told my friend this, and she thinks that's a very long time. It's a little crazy. But yeah, I truly believe in it. So I hope whatever it is that this meme stock ride or whatever Roaring Kitty hopes for, or whatever he's doing. Okay, this light's super bright. I'm going to turn it down a bit. But I hope that whatever he's doing, it all works out. But I'm going to stick to whatever it is that my original belief is that I just believe in the company, and I hope it works out. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to get out there. But for GME, I did get into it, and that is for Roaring Kitty. Or not for Roaring Kitty, and not really so much like, I feel like I see a lot of people out there that's like, oh, I'm going to buy it just to support the cause. Like, good for you. I'm not. I feel like it's fun to be a part of something like the community. But at the end of the day, you got to know that whoever is saying like, I support the community, when they make enough money, they will get out. They don't care to dump on you. It is just what it is. Right. And like, there's a lot of influencers that's like, what is it? Faraday Futures or Friday Futures, whatever, that electric EV company that I don't even think I've seen a car for, like at least not anywhere in real life. That also got boosted by a bunch of influencers. You got to know if you're buying something because someone's telling you to, they have their incentives. Not saying that every person who talks about it is just trying to dump it on you, but there are clearly people like that. And whatever it is that you're buying into, like AMC or GME, I hope if you do make life-changing money, that you get out and you enjoy the life-changing money. It's fun to be a part of a cause and whatnot. Like, I think it's fun too, but I am also mainly here because I want to ride this momentum and make money off of my GME or AMC. So as much as I believe in AMC, like I just told you guys all, my plans change, right? Like if AMC were to ride up so high, if it ever does again, to like a new all-time high or even close to a new all-time high, and I'm making a bunch, I'll just dump it. I can always jump back in. But yeah, sorry guys. Just want to get that out there. Dawn, hi there, welcome. You're not an idiot. Everyone learns from mistakes. That's life. Well, I hope that when I share how I term it, very dumb life decisions and choices, I wish I knew better, whoever's watching this video, that you could do better from it, right? Thought I'd stop in. Hi, Roaring Kitty. Yes, DFV. This guy, Keith Gill's got so many names. And let's talk about him. Okay, so I'm going to pull up. I had to go on Twitter, and I'm going to pull up, and we're going to play some of his memes because it's hilarious. It's amazing. Hi there, Jenny, cool dude style, cool swag master, low roller scratcher, welcome, Sean, Dream Tanks, Henry, welcome. Remember them buying bankrupt companies can spike to like Revlon a couple years ago. Oh my God, I think I was part of that too. Yeah. So I was just saying that the other day. The thing to always remember is you don't want the company to go bankrupt, but sometimes when it goes so low, there is a chance. I remember, who was it? I think it was Hertz. Hertz, before this major crash, nobody believed it anymore. I think I bought some, And after very bad news came out, it did prop up. And then Luckin Coffee, before it got delisted, I had bought a lot when it was like right before suspension or something like that, and it propped up like crazy. Doesn't happen all the time though. There will be, if you're one of those people that like you're constantly trying to catch the falling knife, one day you might just make bank. As a mother of all short squeezes, right? This moss or whatever, I think that's what people are calling it. Yeah, it could happen with AMC and GME. It didn't really happen with AMC. I personally feel like it did happen with like GME if you bought it in like 2020. And actually, you know what's funny? In 2020, when I was working at the office, I remember there was this one guy, not the guy, my coworker who got me into Robinhood, but there was another dude that was also trading stocks. And I remember him saying like he had bought GME, and I was like, what's that? And then he's like, oh, it's GameStop. I'm like, oh, I passed that. I don't care for it. And he had really believed in it. So now I'm really thinking, like, I didn't ask him if he was ever watching Roaring Kitty's videos, but I'm curious how many people like made money off the whole GME hype. And then for any of you guys that are interested in saving like just some good sites for you while you're trading stocks and stuff, I finally have a new one that I kind of like. It's free. It's fintel.io, so fintel.io. You could go look it up. So for example, you can search up AMC through fintel.io, and it gives me like a good overlook on like really anything you want. EFT owners, overview, institutional ownership, the short interest. And this, I don't know too much about it, but okay, I guess one key thing also to remember here, if you're like jumping back into the GME AMC movement, it's not looking as great, to be honest. Whatever Roaring Kitty's doing, like all the power to him, but it's not looking as great as 2021, in my opinion, because the short interest, meaning like how much, whether it's institutional investors or just retail investors who are shorting the stock, how much they are basically borrowing and trying to hope that it drops down so then they can sell it back to you, give it back to you at like a much cheaper price. For example, if they bought AMC at like, just put $100, and then they borrow your stock, they put it for 100, and then it drops down to like $80. Then they can make their $20 profit when they give it back to you for 80. So they hope that it drops down. So short interest at the time for GME last in 2021, I think it was 140%. And I think that's what Roy figured out. And realized like if there was just like a bunch of money going in buying, then these shorts would have to cover, aka buy back at much higher prices than they thought they could have, right? So that's not happening right now because the short interest for GME is nowhere close. It's like, I think it's like 24, 25% last time I checked, and it was 140%. So that's a big difference, right? Like 140% means there is more being shorted than the actual stocks in existence for GME. And hence probably why it really worked out in 2021. But then I watched other videos where some folks were kind of like dissecting it and saying that what happened in 2021, the major pop off of AMC GME, a lot of it wasn't even obviously a lot of it was institutional investors who we squeezed out, but a lot of it was just momentum too. Like people just buying, being like, I'm going to stick it to the hedge funds. And then they just bought so much that it just kept rising. So keep that in mind. But right now, if you look on like fintel.io, you can see the short interest is like 15% source New York Stock Exchange. That's the short interest. But then if you look at the off exchange short volume ratio, so like the dark pool volume, it's at 46.75%. And again, all of these things are just numbers, which I don't know better than you for. So keep that in mind. I do hope that obviously for this dark pool short interest for GME and AMC hopefully is much, much higher than anybody knows, or maybe that's what DFV, Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill knows. Man, a man with 3 names. I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna go to sorry, my cough is coming back. Oh, I've been sick for like 10 days and I went to Orlando and still enjoy myself, but I'm a little dying. Okay. By the way, congrats to anybody in crypto because we are up. I can't wait till Bitcoin goes to like new all-time highs. That'll really bring back up the rest. But I wanted to go look at Roaring Kitty. Just gonna click. Okay, so it's just really crazy. There's like some people that think that it's not even him. But I saw a recent, so he's verified. He's verified on X. I honestly wasn't even following him on X over the years. I would just like sort of see on Reddit like people talking about him. He would obviously post on Reddit like his gains and whatnot. Let's scroll down. He's been posting like crazy. All of these clips. I don't know. I think he made these clips himself. It's just, I don't know what's going on in his mind, but there's a lot of people that think it's not even him. Because he clearly did not come out and stream. He hasn't even everything. I believe, okay, maybe there's a chance he was hacked. But if he was hacked, I feel like he's famous enough to be able to like contact somebody at X or even possibly Elon Musk directly with like a physical video at this point that it's gone on for like 5 days. And so my argument, I guess, is that I think it is him. Because if it's not him, I think having that power, and obviously the media is probably trying to find him and get him on like CNBC or whatever to get more views. I'm sure a bunch of journalists and whatnot are trying to contact him. If somebody wanted to contact him and found him and he wanted to get it out there that he's been hacked on X, I'm sure it would already be out. And therefore, I think it is him. But then why is he not speaking up? Why is he not doing live streams? My only guess is it's less of a legal issue when you are just posting memes. Like, even though you do see the hedge funds and the institutional big boys going on the media and saying like, oh, what he's doing is like total market manipulation and like posting these memes and whatnot, which is ridiculous. But that's like so hard to argue. For those of you guys that weren't around, obviously a movie's been made about this called Dumb Money. Was it released last year or this year? I forgot, but I watched it. And he, at the end of 2021, I think, had to go with the CEO of Robinhood, Latinev. They had to go and have like a proper congressional hearing that was like more than 2 hours or 4 hours or something. It was very entertaining. But yeah, I don't think he wants to get into those issues. He probably thought about this before he did all of this, for the last 3 years of supposedly being silent. I'm like literally scrolling through his X right now. Oh, wait a minute. So again, I never follow him in the past, but this dude, he's been posting the same. Okay, he's been posting clips, some clips of himself, April 16, 2021, but he's been posting like movie clips and clips since 2021 when all of this was going down. April, let's see. So many cat videos, movie videos, Kill Bill. There's been a lot. I actually didn't notice this. I thought he just recently came back. Everybody made it seem like, oh, it might not be him because he's posting these video like clips and he's not talking on X. And I thought that he's never done this before. And it's just like weird that he's just doing this. And maybe it's just like to avoid any possible lawsuits. But he's been doing this since like 2021. The man loves to post movie clips. Okay, that's fine. This makes even more sense now. It's like less likely that he's been hacked, in my opinion. He's like literally been doing this since the last rally of 2021. But he really came back. Okay, now I'm trying to go back to 2024. He literally stayed silent all of these years. And hold on. Until his obviously now famous, the gamer sitting back, like in the moving forward image, not even a video, of May 12th. Can't believe it's May 17 right now. It's literally been 5 days. It has not even been a week yet. But yeah, his last tweet was June 18, 2021 of cats. and never again until May 12th. But somebody I saw someone post, I don't know how people find this stuff, but they saw that he was verified in I think March. He was verified in March, so people are like, oh, he's been preparing for this because he wanted to verify his account and probably prove that it's him. And then now he's doing all of this. But yeah, May 12th is when he had the gamer famous image propping back up, like he's getting serious into game now. And then that's obviously come Monday. Everyone went nuts May 13th, and AMC and GME went to the moon. Again, not mother of all squeezes. Then ever since then, he's been tweeting nonstop of these video clips. I don't know what's in his head. I'm just going to see this as bullish. Again, wishful, hopeful thinking, not financial advice. But I'm going to see this as bullish. And I personally hope that he starts making live streams again so that I can actually watch it live and be a part of it. But yeah, crazy. The power of one person. How much stock could go up. Pepe and Floki price never down at all. Low Roller Scratcher says, good for people who are in Pepe and Floki. I'm not in either, but I do have enough memes. In 2021, I had friends doing this and buying crypto. Right now, only one friend is buying crypto, maybe not enough retail investors. And yet, no free COVID money, Henry says. Orlando was great. Thank you, Dave, for asking. I have more videos coming up. I've just been trying to like navigate a bunch of different things and doing my eBay commerce stuff. But yeah, I do recommend, like, whether you're like day trading, swinging, long-term investing and whatnot in crypto or stocks, you got to like spread your eggs in life. I feel like not just like diversify in your stock portfolio and crypto portfolio. But I like to do a bunch of different things to make sure I have different streams of income coming and also just different interests. So I'm not like bored with anything. It works for me. Maybe I'm like just very like ADHD. So I think maybe I get bored with like doing the same thing over and over. So I have to like switch around every now and then. But Orlando was really, really fun. And I'm going to post a lot more videos. I saw my first SpaceX launch. I think that was really, really cool. And then when I was there with my friends, like that same day when they did the SpaceX launch, unmanned, I think it was just the satellites to, was it Starlink? That after that happened at nighttime, it was supposed to be a Boeing launch that was manned, and that got canceled. I don't even know if it ever happened again, but I was really sad that I couldn't see it at nighttime. I was excited. But yes, more videos to my Orlando trip that I absolutely loved. I love Disney World and Universal. I think everything in Orlando is just like bigger, better. That's what I would call it. In comparison to the ones in Hollywood. I still love Disneyland though. The roller scratch is like, why didn't they feature me in the movie? I know, right? I would have loved to get paid to be featured on the movie. Copper stocks and ETFs are on the upswing. The thing can be extremely volatile. Copper is needed for computer chips. Yeah, I've actually been hearing a lot of different viewpoints on metals. But I feel like if we ever get into a point where gold comes down, and other precious metals, palladium as well, like to like a very, very new low, then I would definitely jump in on it. I just want to diversify in all accounts. But gold is high. Gold is like super high right now. The economy is weird. I remember like my last live stream about like the market at the time, the belief was that we're going to get like 3 rate cuts. And now it's like almost June, and people are saying that we'd be lucky if we even have 1 rate cut. So very interesting times that we live in. Whether we get a cut or not, I still believe in the theory, not fact, that during election years, which is coming up soon, November of this year, things should be pretty bullish for the stock market, and that the administration of Biden would want to make things nice looking for the people to gain some votes. So I don't know what will actually occur, but I hope that what I've been waiting for the past 3 will come true, which is a new 4-year high for Bitcoin and for other cryptos like Ethereum. Honestly, with Ethereum, do you see 10,000 eventually? But at this point, there's just so many other things to buy that if it hits a new all-time high, even at like 6 or 7,000, I think I would just like toss it, or maybe a little bit above 5,000. I don't mind getting rid of my Ethereum. That may be jumping into more AMC and GME. But speaking of AMC and GME, let's see where it is at right now. I personally, again, like, because I feel like I've watched it go up, I've watched it go down, I've watched it go silent, and people say it's dead for like 2 months and then make a comeback, that I'm just kind of immune to it all. I'm like, whatever. You never know what could happen, but you should only buy with what you can afford to lose. But I have a little faith. I have a little faith that this isn't over, that we could see a rise in both AMC, GME, or just one. Yeah. But right now, AMC is at $4.49. It did go to, I think, around $12 during the pump earlier this week. And GME is now at 22. Hold on. And it was, sorry, phone lag. And it was on May 14, $80. That's crazy. That dropped a lot though. From like 80. Imagine buying at 80 and being like, oh no, I got stuck again. But yeah, I'm not lucky with GME. Maybe it's because I keep saying bad stuff about it. Like, I'm always like, I don't buy anything from GME. But yeah, I've never made money off GME. So pray for me this time, because now I am in for the hodl. I don't mind holding it for like 3-4 months. If it gets longer than that, I'll see if I want to cash out. But AMC definitely like more of a long-term play for me. Again, if you want to follow me on all my other accounts, definitely check out description down below. I wish you all luck with your trading portfolios. I'm very excited to see what happens with crypto and with these meme stocks. I don't think anything is over yet. I think Bitcoin is just starting. And again, if you do remember what happened in 2021, it went AMC, GME, buy button stopped, and then Dogecoin to the moon. And then everything just kind of stopped. And then AMC, GME to the moon, and then Dogecoin to nearly $1. So we don't know if any of that could happen again, but I wish you guys all luck and see you soon. Take care. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, and I love you.